And rolling.
Cool. Yeah. So today this is CRYBABYserver, and I got Andre
Hey.
and Ola.
So
Yeah, and we're just gonna go straight into talking about what animes we're gonna watch for spring 2020. Yeah, I will. Who wants to start? I guess actually.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go in.
Go ahead.
So I think my 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got Uzumaki, Ghost in the Shell 2045, Dorohedoro, Demon Slayer the movie, and Evangelion 3.0. Those are my 5 for the spring 2020.
Those are your
Those are my
5.
5. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just listen on
Just
straight
listen.
off.
We could happily discuss it, but I'm just listening.
That's it?
Oh, no.
This is my fight. I'm done.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
so Uzumaki, I haven't heard much about it other than it's a horror manga. It's meant to be really cool. I'm interested. I haven't really watched any, I think, horror animes before. So just the fact that it was something completely different, I'm just looking
I've
forward
heard
to
about
getting
it as
into
well.
that.
I think it's
Yeah.
From what I heard, it's basically like a collection of like different kind of horror like
Yeah.
scenes, movies, whatever, and they just span like 3-4 episodes or whatever, and then it's helpful. So it does. I mean, I've never kind of seen something like that either.
Yeah, so
like
it's
a
like
horror
cool.
anime.
Yeah, I was like,
So
how does that work? Can you still skin that?
Insidious, being anime, shit like that.
I don't even want to.
So I've heard. I think this is the anime. Let me just double. Yeah, Shiki. I think right. I think that's supposed to be like a really. That's a really. I'm not sure if it's a good anime, but I heard that's a horror anime. That's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
You know, but yeah, I have no idea anything about
There's
it.
not a lot of that, is there? Or maybe we're just like. In
I mean,
the
no,
wrong
there is.
category.
There's this anime called Tommy, which is kind of really messed up, man. Like, it's dark. There's some weird shit that goes on with that anime. Like,
And that's like a traditional, like it's a horror anime.
It's
It follows
horror,
all the
right?
tropes of what you would see.
yeah.
in a horror film.
It's horrifying. It's terrible, man. Like,
Because we get a lot
there's
of
things
horror.
that start coming out of people's faces and that, man. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But like that was like a short
Yeah,
form
fair
anime.
enough.
Like it was like I think there was maybe like 3 episodes I saw or something like that. But it was, that was interesting actually. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's why I wanted to see it. I'm hoping that's going to be scary, I guess. Yeah,
Sure.
fun times ahead. Ghost in the Shell 2045. So Ghost in the Shell, obviously everyone knows it. I don't know if you guys have both seen it, but everyone knows it. I think it's quite divisive. Some people think it's like innovative and ahead of its time. It was great, and others are like, what's the big deal about? I guess I fall into the category of when I was getting into anime, when I watched it, it was one of the first things I ever saw. So it's just got like a big place in my heart. Yeah, it's got it there.
Sentimental.
Yeah, literally. So it could be trash. I just happen to love it because
I fall into the I don't get it.
Yeah.
category. What's the big deal?
Everybody-
But I understand that.
Yeah, you said some of the things that you just gravitate towards when you first come into it. It's just you just hold it and go, yeah, it's just my thing. It's like I just love it. So just knowing that there's going to be the remake, and I think it's the original director and team are on board for this. Hopefully I'm not going to be wrong in there. But when I was doing the research, I think they're working in conjunction with Netflix for it. I saw the trailers for it. It looked gorgeous.
Is this the
I'm
one
looking
where
forward
it's
to it.
like the animation is like really different? Like are the drawings like? I'm trying to think of because I think it's done by the artist or the illustrator behind this his name is
It looks beautiful. Like
his name's like Russian Iya Kushnivov.
Yes.
I know I'm doing a terrible pronunciation of the name, but yeah. But I love his work. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's gorgeous stuff. I think it's one of these that you could literally just have it running on mute and you could look at it in the speed. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for beautiful animation, so I'm
There
here
we
for
go.
it. Hopefully the story's cool. It's always like this kind of like, cyborg, neo-Tokyo future, etc. But I'm here for it, so let's see what's happening. I'm looking forward to that. Dorohedoro, I'm sure you guys are both.
It's currently airing.
That's what I was
you
gonna
know
say,
it,
it's
right?
Yeah. So I haven't watched this yet. I need to watch it. This was one of the things I was planning to watch, but then life got in the way.
It's good, man. Oh, it's been pretty good so far. Like it's
Is it living up to the hype that I thought was behind it so far?
So my thing with it is what did I say? It's good. It's been good so far. I'm just really kind of scared. Like the story's amazing, but I think the pacing of it is a little bit mere for me. But it's good. Like I'm interested.
You read the manga as well, right?
I haven't read the manga.
You haven't
I haven't read the manga.
Okay, cool.
No.
I was gonna say that.
Have you read the manga?
So I was going to read the manga. I think I read like maybe the first chapter, if that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, alright, cool. I'll watch the anime and then carry on from there. When it finishes and carry on the manga. But again, I haven't like had time to kind of watch the anime itself. I did see like the first couple seconds.
It's pretty cool. It like
and it was very true to the manga that I had seen. Yeah. So I mean, I just don't know the whole storyline or what happens or how it gets.
Yeah.
All I know is this guy is basically he's kind of trapped in his body or something like that. But he just doesn't remember it or something like that.
You got like I don't even know. It's terrible. I don't know what they call them, but essentially you got like these like people that can do magic, right? And then you've got like I don't think they call them that. That's the thing. Yeah.
Common term,
right? Yeah. And then you've got I guess just I think they call it the whole, right? Which is a different set of people that don't do magic. And he basically woke up one day and he's got this reptile head, but inside of his mouth is a human, right? So he constantly like goes up to these like magicians, let's say, and he is like hunting them down one by one to find out who basically turned his head into this, right? And he like ends up like biting every one of these magicians like on the head, and the guy on the inside basically says like whether that's them or not. And so far that's all that's currently been going on,
Okay.
It's
so
it's
a lot too.
I mean there's things going on. I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of it's been interesting so far. It's interesting enough to keep it going. I've rated it like I think I rated it like an 8 out of 10 or something.
Well,
so
that's decent, right?
But the thing is, so my rating thing is I avoid rating things 7 because I feel like I'm not really giving it a rating, right? So I have a rate like because 7's like always in the middle, right? So
isn't 5 giving it 6 out of 10?
Nah, because 5 is like
because you're talking about like between 5 and 10, right?
I'm talking about 1 and 10, right?
Because
the reason because 7 is like because 7 for me, right, is like it's like it's not that great, but then also it's like not that bad. It's like it's okay.
What's 6?
6 is like it's more on the bad side than it is. 5 to me, if I rate anything 5, it's just kind of really
but you
bad.
have to explain to me if
5
scale is 1 to 10 and 5 is literally the average, like it's the middle number.
Yeah.
University.
Yeah. Why is 7 the number where you goes average and not 5?
I think let me look at the my anime listing, right? So the way they've done it, right, is number 1 is appalling, 2 is horrible, 3 is very bad, 4 is bad, 5 is average.
Correct.
Right? 6 is fine, 7 is good. Good is just like you're not really making a decision. 8 is very good. Right, so my thing is
you said 8, right? As soon as anyone says 8 for anything, right? I'm like, oh, so this is you support this?
Yeah.
But the way you've just it doesn't feel like the same.
Nah, because basically, if I was to really give it like an actual fair thing, I'd give it a 7. But I don't like so. To me, saying something's good, like there's a lot of things that are good, right? But like, is it? The way I work it out. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, right? Let me rephrase it differently, right? If I rate something a 6, that means I'm not recommending it to you.
Okay.
Anything that's a 6 I'm not recommending.
But then you're not going to tell me anything that's a 7.
No, because the thing. So the problem is, right. So if I start ranking things as 7s, right, it falls in the bracket of I could recommend it, but then also I couldn't because it. If I rate something at 8, I will always recommend. 8 and above, I'm recommending. Okay, but right, 6 and below, it's not recommending.
That depend on who it is you're recommending it to. Like if I know someone's into a certain category, I'm on the borderline, but I know that they might like it because they.
No, but then when people ask you, right, they'll be like, oh, so what did you rank it? And you tell them a 7, and then they will instantly think, cool, hang on.
This system, Josh, this number rating system, you've got to revise this.
No. It's a good one. It's actually a good one.
Because, bro, if I recommended you a film, forget anime, if I recommended you a film and I said it was a 6 out of 10, you are not going to see that.
No one's watching it.
I'm not going to see that film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But
if you say 7, you'll be like, exactly.
But a 5, okay, 5 and 6, right? You go 5, that's average. You should say to me with the premise on anything that you're saying is a 5. It's a 5. It was alright. It was okay. If you want to go and see it. I'm not pushing you to see it. 6 is a little bit above average. 7, cool. Yeah. You're saying you're in. Tell me the difference. Tell me the
difference. Right? Would you react differently to hearing someone telling you something's a 5 and someone telling you something's a 6? Means completely it's not changing your. You're not suddenly gonna tell me.
So you're not suddenly gonna. Power of increments.
You're not gonna suddenly tell me. Oh, he rated it a 6, man. I'll give it a try. It's leaning towards that side.
Numbers. That's what I'm saying. This is not.
Yeah. You know it don't work like that.
Good is 8 to 10. Everything else is shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And that's the person. Exactly.
I hear it.
You can't tell me,
right, that 1 and 7 are the same.
No,
everything underneath.
No. 7. No. 7's in the middle. 7 is you. 7's in the middle. Exactly. No. What I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is, you know for a fact, right? Whether something's ranked from 1 to 6. You're not paying any attention to that, right? 6. You can't tell me you're gonna
6. So you smush from 1 to 6.
Are you telling me, right? If someone said to you a movie, right, was they ranked it between 1 and 6, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's ranked at 1 or ranked at 6. It's still the same thing. You're not gonna pay attention to that.
If I said to you, I met this girl, right?
Yeah.
I met this girl, and you were.
Hold on.
A 1 and 6 is the same, yeah.
So if I told you the girl I was seeing was a 1, or the girl I was seeing is a 6 out of 10, you're saying it's the same?
No. I'll put it this way. I would say this, right? Are you telling me, right? No. What I'm saying is, right? I'm not comparing them. Obviously, 1 and 6 is different. But what I'm saying is, right? If I said to you, Andre, I have a girl that's a 6, right? Yeah. Are you going to be interested in even seeing them? Of course not. Who's trying to be interested in seeing 6s? They might as well be a 1.
Yeah,
they might as well be a 1.
Okay. You might not be interested in a 6, but you've got to tell me that a 6 is better than a 1.
No, I'm saying, of course it is, but it might as well be because you're not paying attention to it. That's my thing. It might as well be. You're not paying attention to it. A 7 is like a 7 is it's not quite a 6, but it's not good enough to be an 8.
That's killing me.
That's the thing, right?
This system breaks logic centers in my brain. No.
It's perfect.
It's not logical. But it's not. I know. It's not.
Yeah. But that's exactly. So that's why I avoid ranking things 7.
This is true.
Because
it is.
Which is why I've been forcing myself.
Like it, but I respect it.
Which is why I force myself to either say it's either an 8 or it's a 6. Because if it's a 6, that means it's pushed to one side.
So 6s and below for you in regards to anime are. Watch it if you want to, but I'm not telling you to go and do that.
Yeah.
And 8 to 10. So is there a difference between 8 to 10?
8 to 10 is go watch it. It's a good anime.
But if you said to me like an anime is a 9, is there a difference between an anime is an 8, anime is a 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 8 is in my head. 8 is I'm recommending it.
Basically,
8 is I'm recommending.
You only got to pay attention to the 8s and
exactly.
Anything below that.
It's just washed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
if
what I'm saying.
If it's an 8 and something else is a 9, I'm gonna watch the 9 before I watch the 8.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
What I'm saying.
Okay.
But if it's a 6 and a 4, I mean, it don't matter.
It don't matter what order you watch it in. Exactly. You know.
That's basically
for me. This is a brave new world. This is a brave new world. I've woken up. I've learned something.
We'll have to take a break for 20 minutes.
All right. Yeah.
Unless you've got another SD card floating.
Nah.
I'll go to the toilet real quick anyway.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna keep this running anyway, because then.
Well, we're all gonna go, bro.
Yeah.
I'm in
But-
a brave new world right now.
Nah, because like
No,
it's common sense.
The thing is, I've woken up. I didn't know this.
I can't.
And I'm having this.
But
She came out
I'm
with
confused at how like you don't understand the logic. You
No,
know.
the thing is, I understand this system of logic, but you have to understand that what
It's
you're
a
saying is
universal
not-
system, though.
This
No,
is
it
not,
is.
No, this is not universal.
Oh, no, but alright, but no,
No,
because
no,
what you're
no.
telling me, Andre, right? What you're telling me, right,
it's
is you
not-
would rather me rank something, right, that is average,
All
right?
rating systems, right, from 1 to 10, work on a system of 1 to 10.
No, they don't though,
They
because
work on
no,
a
they
system
do
of
not.
1 to
Because
10.
when you feel these things out,
That's what I can say.
no,
That's what I can say.
they don't. Because when you feel these things out, right, you know when they tell you they let's work on increments of 5, right? You got very bad, you got bad, you got neutral, you got good, you got very good, right? When people are telling you to fill out forms, they tell you always try and like go for very good or very bad, because that actually gives them more of an indication of what you do like and what you don't like, as opposed to continuously going neutral, because you're not making a decision. Yeah, you know,
I mean,
and even going
in that way,
and even going bad and good. So basically, this is just my version of that. It is 8 and above is your very
it's very
goods,
good,
right?
yeah.
6s and below it might as well just be the same thing.
I like he's got a 1 to 10 scale. Majority of the scale is useless. He could have gone 1 to 5.
No. The difference is, right? This is what you think about though. But this is what you think about, right? No, because this is what you think about, right? Obviously, if I rank something to 6, I'm not recommending it to you, right? But then if I start rank, because I have things ranked at like 3s, right? And that just means like that's just a really, really bad thing that I don't even want to talk about. Really, you know, so that, you gotta, the whole thing is avoiding 7, because 7 is not making a decision. You know,
okay.
7 is average. 7 is average.
It's the new average.
It's the new average.
It's the average that's worth having a conversation about.
Yeah.
But that's it.
This
Yeah.
is killing me.
Because the
But
problem
I-
is
I-
7s
I'm
can
accepting it,
go.
but this
Because the
killing
thing
me.
is 7s can
This
go
killing
either
me.
way, Andre. They can go either way. Someone can tell you something's a 7 and it's actually a 5.
5 just sounds bad to me.
It is. It sounds
But
terrible.
the thing is, logically, 5 is a bad out of 1 to 10 system. That's
It is though. No, think about it. Think about it realistically.
Yeah,
though.
realistically,
It is
video
though.
can
It
see
is
that it's
exactly,
too long,
exactly.
Too long.
You have just been
You know?
accepting the basic average of life for way too long.
Nah,
Why
because
should it be in your
well,
mind?
think about now. If you think about when you're making like a selection for a team or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You're never going to the person that is ranked at 5. Like you're always looking for your 7s and ups, right?
Yeah, but then if I'm looking for my 7s, in my world, my 7 is not average. Do you understand
7
what I'm
is
saying?
average
So,
though,
but-
because
but in
7's the
my world,
lowest
I'm
you're
looking-
going. So therefore, there
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
what you're
7 is the
saying,
lowest
yeah,
you're
what you're
going.
saying, yeah,
So
yeah,
therefore,
yeah.
that's the
But
you
between
know.
5 and 10, you're definitely not looking for 1 and 5.
Yeah,
Between
we can
5
let
and 10,
that go.
7 is in the middle of
Yeah,
that.
because he was
And
saying
that's
like-
why I say that's
It's
of
the
that
average
is now-
now. You
Yeah.
just want to go above average, which would be the average.
Yeah. Now,
And that's why 7 gets completely
Yeah.
forgotten.
You know.
yeah, because it's the 3
Yeah.
of the
It is
5
the
to 10
first, yeah,
scale.
exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like a 3. Which leads me to, why
Yeah.
could it not be a 1 to 5 system?
Can we have that in there?
Then
It's
it
a
would
good question.
bring more importance to the 3. I feel like the 3 wouldn't be treated like the 7's being treated.
Yeah,
The 3
yeah.
would just be, the 3 would be treated like the 5. It would be treated like the 5. Because there's more importance, there's less numbers.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it gets better.
Yeah.
It got there. It went there.
You
We had to go there to come back.
I'm telling you, man.
Don't move that a lot.
It's a serious
That's
thing.
giving me life,
It's a
Joe.
serious thing.
That's
Yeah.
actually giving
So
me
I went through my whole list and I got rid of all the
And you
7s.
got all 7s.
Yeah.
And it went.
And because
8 and
it-
above or
Yeah,
6 and below.
because in that way,
rid of the 7s.
yeah. So because I ranked a lot.
7s to give me like a
No point. No
Nah,
point. It's
because
average.
if you look at if you think about it realistically, right? It was either really good or it was bad, and it's like that is the difference. Like get rid of the 7, and it's like because
There are some in betweens though.
no, there are,
There
which is
are.
why I
So
say
you
which
put them at bad.
is
There is
why.
probably some cases.
No,
Whereas-
how do you say it? Dohedro.
Oh, the Hydro.
Yeah, that one's a 7 for me, realistically.
See, that's
That's
what I'm
a
saying.
7.
If it's a 7, then it's a 7.
Yeah, I know, I know.
wouldn't push. If anything, I would rather push it down than up. If it's a 7.
See, but this is the thing, right? So if
I had to choose.
if I go with that idea, then technically I'd make it a 6. but I can't give it a 6. It's definitely not a 6. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, see, then
Right?
it's a
But then
7,
it's also,
bro.
It is a 7. It is a 7.
Would be a 7.
It is a
I
7.
mean, I feel like there are some like scenarios and situations.
Yeah, no.
where 7
They're definitely
it's undeniable, 'cause
But
it's
I
not
think,
bad, but it's just not.
but I think if you
great
take
either.
into account that if you think that you can't use 7, right, and think about something realistically, and whether it's going 6 or going to 8, right,
Yeah.
you can make real core decisions that way, man. Like, because you can actually seriously, you can. No, you can because you realize whether something's actually really a good thing or not. Just put it, man.
This system is madness.
It's a great system
I understand
actually.
it.
It's a realistic system.
But just know that it's madness.
You know, you gotta get rid of your neutral. You gotta get rid of that neutral option. Yeah.
I mean, neutral's there for a reason, bro.
Nice. Yeah, but it's not because you're not making a decision.
Yeah, cool. So the next one I'm gonna go with is No Guns Life season 2. Now, have you seen that already?
Nah, I didn't see number 1.
Okay, have you?
I did plan on it.
I was
but
going to.
I lost.
Yeah,
I lost.
you seen
I
something.
lost.
You seen
I've seen something.
You seen something.
I never thought this day would come.
Yeah. I'm surprised you even see that one. That's incredible.
Come on,
That's-
I'm here for it.
I don't know about
I'm
that
here
one.
for it. Like aesthetically, it's just. I mean, bottom line, man's got a gun for a head.
Yeah, that's what put me off actually.
That's what I like about it because
Yeah.
it's
So you
just
still have your
odd.
eyes or what?
I don't understand how it works. I actually don't understand how it works.
It's it's utterly bizarre. I think it's worth a watch. It's slow. I'm not gonna lie. Season 1 is slow, but it feels like season 1 is a great build up for something to come in season 2. I'm not gonna put any spoilers out there. I actually want you guys to watch it, but I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Please watch. That's what. I'll just leave it there. Please
All
watch.
right.
Please
All
watch.
right.
Please
All
watch.
right.
Please
All
watch. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
And you know
that's
what?
incredible.
I'm gonna give it.
I've
I'm gonna
asked
give-
about it.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
There you go.
It's that
I'm gonna-
good.
because I want you to go and watch
It's
it.
that good.
I've
That's
got a new
incredible.
system. I want you to go and see it. I've learned something new.
That's incredible. All right.
I'll go for that. And I think my final one, I think this is my last one, is Evangelion 3.0, which is the 3rd movie out of 4 movies that are retelling the story.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch because I like Evangelion. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
It's great. Like,
Funny enough,
I've never seen it, right?
fully seen
I knew he was gonna.
I've
Yeah,
started
yeah,
it. I have
yeah.
started it. In fairness, I said I'm gonna
Okay.
give this a try. I just haven't carried on. I haven't been consistent. With
I like it,
but
man.
I definitely
But
like.
I
I'm
like-
on the way. I'm
I
on the way
hope
there.
you
She's
get
there.
to it. I'm not gonna kill you for it. I hope you get
No,
to
no,
the end
it's
of it.
looking good so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you
couple
enjoying it so
episodes.
far?
Yeah, definitely.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just haven't been consistent.
There we
with
go,
it.
man.
But
She's
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
out
Even
here.
though it's not played, it's right there.
She's out here.
Once you've seen it all, the movies, like sometimes obviously you know that movies can just be trash in comparison to what you see in the
Yeah.
season, but these movies are absolutely beautiful. They're reworks of the original series and they look gorgeous, and they actually are telling a different ending to the ending that you'll see when you get to the end of the original series.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
good. Because I mean,
You know how it obviously ends, and like it's a good.
I do like it anyway. But yeah,
But I think
yeah.
it's one of those things where the ending has been kind of like quite divisive
Yeah.
within the community.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
some people love, some people hate. But I think what they're trying to do with this series of films is do it in a way that everybody can go, yeah, this is the
This
ending
is
that
the
you
end,
all
yeah.
deserve.
Alright.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's a good one to watch.
Well, I'm on the way. I'm gonna let you guys know how.
Please do, please do, please do.
Yeah.
We need this. We need this.
Yeah, cool.
So who's up next?
I'm as well.
Go ahead, man.
So what have I got here? So the first one I'm gonna be watching, standard ReZero second season.
ReZero series
Yo,
season
we've
2,
been waiting
baby.
For ages. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait.
I haven't watched this before. What is
Oh.
ReZero?
Oh, man.
Sorry,
Bro,
I've got.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
high point.
Alright,
Now I'm back down
cool.
again.
Bro, I just want you to watch it. But
Okay.
basically, it's an isekai. Guy goes into a different world, and basically he finds out that he can't essentially die. Like every time he dies, he comes back to like a checkpoint.
Oh, he's
essentially.
reset. I haven't seen it, but I heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically
okay,
resets
okay,
that
okay.
checkpoint, and he's got to go through those same things again.
That's right.
And the only way he can carry on is basically if he does the right thing, but he doesn't know what the right thing is. So he's
Yeah.
just doing a bunch of shit to get it.
Yeah.
But then what makes it like, for me, one of the things that makes it so like peak or deep is that he feels death. Like he
he feels
the pain
everything.
of dying. He feels everything.
Oh, so
Yeah.
when it
Do you get what I'm
happens,
saying?
so
So it's like, do you get what I'm saying? If it was saying that's like, alright, okay, I'm gonna die, okay, cool. But it's like, I don't want to die because I don't want to feel it, but I have to. It's just and then it goes on, and obviously there's a girl involved and everything, and it goes, but
and he can't tell anybody either because he'll die. And then restart
so if
again.
he tells anyone, he just
he just dies and
it's so he can't, like, nobody can know basically.
Yeah.
So to everybody else, this is just one straight timeline.
Yeah. For him, he's experieing everything.
Constant
So like when he's meeting people, he has to go meet them for the first time again and do it.
And some people are like, but it's like he knows so much about them already type thing.
But he still has to play the relationship from scratch.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So he never wants to die then.
Bro,
no.
The whole relationship can just go back to script.
Yeah. Of course not.
Do you know how much times it's happened? It's incredible.
Like it's such a
in this world, when he dies, is he dying because he's getting into fight? Is he like what's killing him?
Random stuff
so
happens.
Is it just like normal life stuff happens to him, or is it like?
I mean, he's like woken. It's a guy, so he's woken up in like it's like a fantasy world. You know, you've got people that can do all these kinds of things. So there's a bunch of random like madness happening, but man, it's serious, man. It's a really good one.
That's a great pick.
I'm in.
So the second season coming out, they put out like a teaser recently. The director's cut,
so they put out a director's cut.
To see. But it's basically it's more, so they've added a bit more and they've changed a bit some of the parts from the first season. So I need to go back over it, but each episode is like 45 minutes. Which is amazing. But so I'm really gonna watch that before I watch the ReZero 2. The second season.
Okay.
So that's coming up. Then I've got Sword Art Alicization, the second season.
I didn't know you was keeping up with that.
So I was gonna say the only reason I just keep up with it because it's just like it's a staple piece. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is for me. It's not like it's exciting or it's something new. It's just a staple piece. I like the whole Sword Art thing. I like the saga.
I didn't know you did. I've basically been the same because I mean, Sword Art gets a whole load of flack, man.
Everyone hates it.
But I'm a big fan. Like,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
The thing is, I understand why people hate it.
Yeah, so do I. But it's one of those. It's one of those like guilty pleasures, I guess. Yeah.
I think it's definitely a guilty pleasure. I mean, I've been watching. Like I said, we were talking about this in before, but like the new season, they've kind of like diminished Kirito's role. So it kind of
know how much that has annoyed me. Like, do you know how, like, cause my whole attraction to Sword Art Online. I'm not lying. It's Kirito. Kirito, and the fact they put him in a wheelchair, bro.
He just broke
He's a vegetable.
He doesn't do anything. And let me tell you this though, right? Let me tell you this, because there's this one scene, right? Imagine, even in his most comatose state, right?
I know it.
Even in his comatose state, right? Someone tried to do something, right? And he didn't do anything. He just kind of like, he kind of like flinched, right? Like slightly moved. And it was like, oh, his spiritual pressure is crazy. He was like, oh, his pressure is crazy. I was like, that's my guy.
Bro, this guy, he's the most OP
That's what I mean. Then
all of anime.
That's what I tell people. He's the best hero that's ever created.
He's the most. Forget Naruto. Forget one. Forget
honestly,
for everyone.
Super OP.
There are no flaws.
He's legit.
Kirito is the guy.
At 1 million. No, you can't kill him.
And you know the funniest thing is, the funniest thing is the way they even put him in a wheelchair is at.
So it was still fire.
It was like he did no wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man killed the boss and then got electrocuted basically.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like he got defeated or anything.
No. You can't defeat man.
You can't lose.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's one of my guilty pleasures, man. I love it.
Man. I've been so annoyed
though. The only reason
though.
I'm watching it is because, well, not the only reason, but I'm
Asim is great as well.
waiting for him to wake up.
Same.
Because as soon as he's coming, everything's done. They're coming out.
But that's happening this season though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I heard that like he's gonna wake up and everyone's going crazy.
So this is the part 2 of like, so there's this massive war going on, and it's the part 2 of this. So
I'm guessing he's gonna wake up.
But I do like, because like all his friends now have come into the world and shit.
I like the fact that they've made like Alice a very central piece. Like she's actually a really good character as well.
Yeah, she is.
She's developed.
Yeah.
So so obviously I'm watching season 2 of that. shit, what season 1, bro?
Yeah, it's like I gotta catch up.
They split into like 4 parts. So like they did like Alicization, then there was like part 2 of it, and then there's like War of the Underworld.
Okay.
Part 1 and now part 2 is coming out. So yeah.
It's not, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that's been Alicization been going on for like
the entire year,
now.
the last year,
Yeah,
the entire
right,
it came out like every season last year.
There's a lot for me to catch up on because I think the last I saw was when he's in the. You know when they did the remake of the Gun World one. They did like,
so but he's not in that one. Are you talking about Gun Girl 2?
Yes,
he's not in that one, but it's really good. It's a really good, really
I didn't
good
watch
anime.
that one because, like I heard, he wasn't in it.
But they reference him though. They reference him in there. They're like, oh, do you remember this guy, right? Like he just wielded blades, and he's like,
of course. This is when like the next generation.
Yeah.
I've seen like bits of it, but I've never watched the full thing.
It's a really good one. It's actually a really good one.
He's a legend.
Of course,
every single game.
The icon God Killer, it's him.
Man.
Legit.
Come on, man. He wielded Excalibur one time, man.
Bro.
As far as I was concerned, when they said there's one thing I remember, I think it's like the first season of Sword Art Online when he's like, he had no health. Do you remember when the boss get like, you should have left the game, but through sheer willpower
that's
alone,
what made me love it.
He went
that moment there, right, was where I was like, oh, he's the man.
No, he had to be.
Because the thing is, it was when they killed Asuna, right? The main guy killed Asuna, and then Kiryu, he went even swinging his sword, right?
Oh my days! Well, you know what? Yeah, shout out Kirito.
I'm so glad that you like, because I thought I was out here by myself, man.
No, bro, I'm with it, man.
Man.
Sometimes it gets me, but
I hear everyone talk about it, and I'm just I just keep quiet when they talk.
It gets so much flack, man.
When I get home,
it gets so much flack, man. But
that's funny.
So second season of that. Now I got Shokugeki.
Season 5 now, man.
So this now, I'm not entirely sure what to expect, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. It's like they've started a whole new slate.
Yeah, because they've kind of like they've done everything, they've cleared it. So I'm like, so what?
Yeah, they're the new 10, right? The new what do they call them?
She's the bloody director of the school, fam. About the new 10, she's not even in it.
It's incredible.
I'm just kind of like, all right, so what's gonna happen now? That's why I'm kind of excited to watch that. And obviously, Shokugeki for a long time, it was one of like. It was those weird ones for me because it was a cooking anime.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's so good though, man.
It took so long, but then I finally watched. I said, "Nah, never again. I have in."
Yeah.
Gotta keep watching it, man.
Yeah.
So
my guy's the guy, man.
Hey, forget so much.
Yeah, he's a G.
He's a G. But need to watch that. But like, there's some new ones I'm watching. I'm gonna watch Tower of God.
Yeah, I've heard.
That seems crazy. Only because I read the synopsis and it kind of reminds me of Made in Abyss.
Okay.
Slightly. In the fact that there's like this unknown world out there that no one kind of goes into. And I'm guessing he's going to explore it. So what it is based from the synopsis I read, what it is this guy lives in, they all live like inside this tower or something, right? And one day one of the girls like makes it out of the tower. So I think he like finds a way to join her or something like that. But it's this whole craziness of what's on the outside. It's this whole Attack on Titan thing and Promised Neverland. So it's all of that. So that seems really cool. I'm gonna watch that. And then there was the other one. I don't know the full name, but it's Hachinan T something. But I call it Hachinan anyway. Basically, this is only interesting because it slightly gives me a slime reincarnation vibe plus an Erased vibe, and I loved Erased.
Oh yeah, Erased was great, man.
Erased. So basically, it's like this 25-year-old man, obviously working class, whatever, wakes up one day in a dark room, and he finds himself in a 6-year-old's body.
Oh wow, okay. Jesus.
That was
wild.
all I read.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it. I mean, there was a bit more. I didn't finish reading it. I just read that. I said, yeah, I'm watching that.
That's the one.
What? 25-year-old in a 6-year-old's body in a dark room. Where are you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then so that just was cool, and the image they had kind of looked cool as well. So I think it's gonna be like some sort of.
You know what it reminds me of? Oh gosh, what's Tanya? The hang on, I have to find.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Hang on, Sinker, I think. Hang on. God, carry on. I'll find it. I'll find
it.
it.
Cool. Yeah. So anyway, but that just looked pretty like exciting. I want to see what's gonna happen. I want to see. It looks like it might be an isekai, but I'm not sure because like I've got it on my phone. I'm trying to get the image up, but it's basically like this kind of like spirit.
That's
spirit kind of thing with like touching this little boy's head, which I'm guessing is the guy. So I'm kind of like, is he in a fantasy world or is this like a ghost kind of thing? So yeah, that just looked mad interesting.
Okay.
I mean,
this is what it reminds me of Yojo Senki, the saga of Tanya the Evil. Another isekai.
It's that war thing.
Yeah, the guy dies and he wakes up in this little girl's body, but it's like so he doesn't believe in like God or anything like that, right? But when he dies, like God comes to him and he's like, I can't remember how it works out, but he ends up saying the guy's like, look, I just want to live, you know, like he works according to like routine and things like that, right? So like he's just going, he goes does his work, gets money. He doesn't really care about anyone's feelings or anything like that, right? So this person said, God said he's gonna throw him into, or they call him BNX, right? I'm gonna throw you into like basically like the worst conditions ever and see if you still uphold those values, I guess, right?
Okay.
So he puts him in like this kind of like Nazi war zone type, but he's a little girl, right? This. And then you literally see her become this general and still stick to the values that he was in. Yeah, literally. So it was like, it's incredible. I love it. But that's what it reminds me of. Because
I think you told me to watch that actually.
I liked it
as well, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. If I'm gonna be honest, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the dope.
Okay.
There you go.
Another one to add to the list.
Cool.
That. So those are my 5 basically. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. My 5. I've got My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu Season 3. I am so happy that they're bringing out a Season 3.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, this anime is the anime that put me on to finding Hyoka. Right?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so because...
okay.
Yeah, so the main character, right, Hachiman, he was always getting compared to Oreki from Hyoka. And although, like, there's this YouTuber, right, called Feeble Mind, he basically made a video saying how they're completely different characters and why you shouldn't compare them. But that's how I ended up finding about Hyoka. So this anime, right? I'm just gonna read the synopsis because it's been like a couple years since I watched it. This romantic comedy revolves around an antisocial high school student named Hachiman with a distorted view on life and no friends or girlfriend. When he sees his classmate talking excitedly about living their adolescent lives, he mutters, "They're a bunch of liars." Right? When he's asked about his future dreams, he responds, "Not working." A teacher asks him to join this volunteer service club, which he happens to meet, which happens to have the school's prettiest girl there, right? So essentially, he's in this volunteer service club, and people come to them with like random things that they need help with, and he solves them. But the reason why I really like him, right, is because he's like super antisocial and he thinks everyone like don't like him and all these things, right? He's got it into his head, like this is fixed. Like when people pay him a compliment or anything like that, it's like, are you trying to like trick me here? Or
are you
like,
mocking me?
Yeah. Like that's his whole approach, right? So when people are coming in with problems for them to solve, he can solve them, right? But the way he goes about it is in the most like backwards way, because he acts not according to like how they would feel. So like, for example, which I think was super amazing, there was this guy that wanted to ask out a girl from his friend group, right? But he didn't want to.
You told me this,
He didn't want to mess up the dynamic between them, right? Because so he wanted them to find out whether she even liked him and things like that, right? So what Hachiman did was G shit. I think they tried to work around it, but then what he ended up doing was they went on a school trip, and then he went up to the girl that the guy liked, right? And confessed his love, like in front of the guy and everything, right? And then the guy was getting like super upset because he's like why you I like her and everything like that. Yeah. And then she also got upset because she was like, I think she was happy about it because I think what had happened is she she knew that the guy liked her, but she didn't like him, but she didn't want to, again, ruin the dynamic of their whole group friendship. So Hachiman knew all this. He then went up to her and said, will you go out with me? She turned him down, but the way she turned him down is she said that she's interested in someone else, right? Oh, no. I think she completely dismissed having a boyfriend overall, which made the friend that was interested in her realize that, she's not looking for any type of relationship. So he solved the issue.
Yeah.
But he did it making the guy feel like shit about, and like, he kind of ruined certain things, but he doesn't care about that. But that's how he deals with all the problems, like all of them. So everyone's like,
well, I can see why people compare him to Hyoka.
Yeah, right? But like, so essentially what I'm saying is he solves issues, but everyone looks at him as like, why do you do this? Because you're constantly making yourself an enemy to people, and but no one really views you as an enemy. But in his head, it's like everyone don't like him anyway. So like, what difference does it make? Right? And I just think it's amazing. So the fact they're bringing out season 3, that's and like after like season 2 happened, and you start to kind of see his character like develop a little bit more, and he starts understanding that not everyone hates him, and that sometimes he needs to approach situations differently. So I'm just interested to see what's going to happen in season 3, because he's trying to develop, but he's incredible.
We're rooting for him.
So yeah, looking forward to watching that. It's out on April the 9th. There's only going to be 12 episodes, but I think they've been doing like 12 episodes for all the seasons. Then Kaguya-sama Love is War season 2 is coming out, and yeah, I mean that is your typical non-battle shonen type, and I guess they're just gonna carry on with that.
Bro.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. Super mind games, man. Like it's super dope. I think there was this one episode where the guy was sleeping, right, and she come up and she checked his eyelids to see if he would I forget what the word is, but when
the dialect.
Yeah, no. So I think if you're in like a deep sleep, your eyes.
Oh, REM sleep.
Yeah. So she went to check to see if he's in REM sleep, right? And it was like, because their whole thing is to try and make one of them confess their love, right? Yeah. And then so she was like waiting for him to, I guess, like mutter some things in his dreams so she can catch him out on it, right? Yeah. But he was playing like he was sleeping because he wanted her to say something that she probably shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just incredible, man. Like, that's how far forward they think.
I didn't think
it's super funny. But I've started reading the manga as well, and even that is just super jokes. Okay. But looking forward to that. What else we got? Kingdom season 3. I've told both of you guys about Kingdom. I'm like so happy they're doing it. I am like super happy about doing it. Obviously, the manga is like, I think it's like top 5 mangas out there, currently still going. And even though the previous season's animation hasn't been all great, like the first one was really bad. My biggest I know.
But did it step up in season 2?
It stepped up in season 2, and now everyone's saying like season 3 is gonna be like, if they get this right, it'll probably put everyone else onto the series again, right? So, and I hope it's gonna come through, because the people doing, I think the studio behind doing this season did Tokyo Ghoul. So Tokyo Ghoul's animation was good.
Wait, which Tokyo Ghoul?
Tokyo Ghoul. So this is the thing, right? So this is the thing, right? I put it down here as well, actually. They're doing Tokyo Ghoul. So they're doing Tokyo Ghoul Re, right?
Yeah.
And I have no problem with Re's animation, but I saw that the whole like community has a problem with that.
No. Okay, cool. Do you know what it was? Yeah, it wasn't the animation. It was the story.
Okay, right.
Do you get what I'm saying? It was the story.
Right.
Season 3. Fair.
The
animation was more or less equally the same to the first other 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But it's just in terms of story, it kind of just it got warped, and you're like, wait, what? What's going on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they tried to revive it in season 4. I mean, they did an alright job. To be honest, like I just think like one of the better fights was Kaneki and
I know who you're talking about. I can't even remember.
But
yeah.
The fight between them two, I think that was like the pinnacle of season 4 for me. I mean, there was a lot of other stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But that for me, that was one of the pinnacle. But yeah, I mean, if it's the same studio, then animation-wise, it should be.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna bring it all together. You know. Then I've got a new one, right? So I have no idea what this is, but I've just kind of seen the studio it's done by. It's done by Trigger. Can't even remember what else Trigger's done, but I know. Yeah, Darling in the Franxx, Kill la Kill, Kisniver. They've done quite a few things. But yeah, I kind of just picked this one based on the artwork and the studio. But yeah, so I'm just gonna read the synopsis on this. 21st century, the existence of animal humans came to light after being hidden in the darkness of history. Michihiro lived life as a normal human until one day she suddenly falls into a tanuki human. She runs away and takes refuge in a special city area called Anima City that was set up 10 years ago for animal humans to be able to live as themselves. There meets Shiro, a wolf human who hates humans. Through Shiro, she learns about the worries, lifestyles, and joys of the animal humans. They tried to learn out why she was suddenly turned into an animal human. They unexpectedly get wrapped up in a large incident. That's all that is said. Yeah, I get. It sounds pretty cool to me. I mean, I like the animation and everything. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to watching. Okay. And that's it for me, man. I don't really have 5. I mean, the other one that I did put down here was Fruits Basket Season 2. I haven't seen the first one, but I see it getting a lot of hype, and I'm just thinking about picking it up, you know. So yeah, that's my 5, man. That's my 5. I'm obviously going to be watching ReZero like you and Sword Art. Yeah. But yeah.
There was another one I saw. What is it? Mao Gakuin? Okay. Something like that. It seems alright. Basically, it's this. If I remember correctly, it's this demon lord who's essentially got tired or whatnot of destructions. Yeah, demon lord of tyranny. And he basically reincarnates himself 2,000 years because he just wants a normal life. He wants a normal everyday life, like all demon lords do. They don't want to destroy things anymore. So he reincarnates himself into 2,000 years into the future, and obviously wakes up as 16 or 17-year-old boy or something. And I think it's just like his trials and tribulations as a kid. I don't know if he still has his powers, which would be interesting to find out. But I think that's kind of like that was the premise of it. So. That it seemed interesting. I might give it a watch. Okay. But cool. That was just the runner-up, I guess.
All right. I guess that's everything for this one.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah.
So I guess let us know what you're watching.
If there's anything that we should actually go and watch.
We should watch.
I need to watch everything.
Saying that though, I need to find out when things coming out. Because apparently it's coming out this year.
What?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. I was looking for it. Well? Yeah, I've heard it's coming out this year.
I'm so excited.
You're caught up on the manga, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's gonna be incredible, so excited, man. Bro. That is gonna be incredible.
So whenever that comes out, summer, whatever, I'm ready, man.
Shout out Gojo Sensei. Yeah.
Yo. Alright, cool. That's it.
That's
another episode. It's another episode. Man. Sweet one.